Hi, this is KC1SA, and today I'm going to show you how to set up JTalert to indicate to you desirable call signs. In this case, I am trying to work all states for FT8, and North Dakota, as shown here in the yellow box with black lettering, is a filter that I set up. North Dakota is a state that I need. The green box with black lettering and white background, those are folks that are calling CQ, and I have already worked those states. In this case, Connecticut is showing up there as well as Indiana. Here's three folks from West Virginia, Kentucky, and Florida all calling CQ. I've already worked those guys, so they're not showing up with a yellow background, black lettering. Here's an example of North Dakota again. That's a desirable call sign for me. I have not worked him before or worked that state before. Kentucky and West Virginia calling CQ, and you can correlate this with the window up above, the WSJT program. You can correlate those, and this is filtering only on U.S. states. And from time to time you'll see, in this case here, the KE0N. I've worked that person before, so the B4 shows up after his call sign. Okay, now let's click on the settings on JTalert and just click on any of these wanted call signs or wanted DX. Just click any of them and it'll bring up the dialog box. We'll start at the top. Click on, in my case, own call sign, and I'm doing a filter for wanted US states. So I've set those. Plug in my call sign. That's the alert that'll show up if it finds KC1SA in any dialog boxes that are being transmitted. CQ I left out. The only thing that I'm really going to demo here is the wanted US states. So click on wanted US states. You click the checkbox, and in this case you click the states that you need or you want to still get. And in this case the ones that are unchecked are all the ones that I have received, but the ones that are checked are ones that I still have to get. And you'll notice the North Dakota one is checked, and that's why we got the yellow alert before. Not going to do any of the others, but they all look the same as the wanted US states one that I showed you. And this is where you set the color of the alert. In my case I've got black lettering on a yellow background, but you can just change the set font color and set the background, and you can do any color you want. I thought yellow with black lettering would really flash out at me, and it does. Go down through the miscellaneous alerts. Most of these I have off, but if you want to look for like W1AW, you can plug it in there, and whenever they show up you'll get an alert. You want to make sure that whatever alerts you have set, you set the priority accordingly. And in my case, I only want the US state alert, so I've got that at the top of the list. You can move those up and down by using the buttons over here. And you can also, the work before, you can change that a little bit more if you want to get rid of the dash between the call sign and the before. And if you want to filter on dates, you can do that as well. You can also filter on Logbook of the World and EQSL. Further filtering on that. You can actually have the program logged to your normal logging program. In my case, I'm using Ham Radio Deluxe version 5.0. I also have it set up to log to EQSL and Logbook of the World. So my Ham Radio Deluxe is version 5.0, so I click that box radio button at the top and I point to my log file. My log file may look a little bit different than yours because I'm using SQL and not Microsoft Access database. I converted my Ham Radio Deluxe database a few years back to SQL. You can also do this for other logging programs. You can have the program automatically launch WSJTX2, as I've shown here. You just have to point to where the program is on your hard drive. So every time I launch JTalert, it'll automatically launch WSJTX. And when I shut down JTalert, it'll close WSJTX as well. The other thing, if the B4 doesn't show up, and you know you've worked contact before and the B4 doesn't show up after their call sign, it could be that this file that the program stores all transactions on may not be on your PC. So just check it out. It's a Microsoft Access database file, and it can be loaded up. You can look at it on your hard drive. This is where it's located. It's under your username, app data, local. It's under JTalert, and it'll be your call sign, and this b4log.mdb. And that should be growing every time you use the program. It shouldn't be a static value. So that's something to look for if the B4 is not showing up. The other thing is what version of the tool are you using? Mine is a little out of date. This is the about. This is version 2.10.3. And actually we are at, I think there it is, 2.10.17. That's what we're really at today. So I should update this. And it actually has call sign database as well that needs to be updated. Well, that concludes what I wanted to go over on how to set up JTalert. Hopefully this was of some help. Look for my other video that I showed at the beginning of this. The link to the YouTube video on how to use WSJTX. This is KC1SA.